What truly defines a great leader? Is it fame? Is it wealth? Or is it something quieter, yet infinitely more powerful? In a world that celebrates noise and spotlight, there walked a man of deep humility, a man who chose compassion over power, mercy over judgment, and simplicity over grandeur. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the boy from Buenos Aires, did not dream of thrones or palaces. He dreamt of serving the invisible, the forgotten, the unheard. When he became Pope Francis, he didn't rise above the world. He bent lower, lower to lift others up. Today, we uncover the 5 mindsets and daily habits that shaped a soul and, through him, touched the hearts of millions. Are you ready to discover what true greatness really looks like? Let's begin. Mercy, a word we hear often but rarely practice fully. For Pope Francis, mercy isn't just an idea, it's the living heartbeat of faith. He once said, "God never tires of forgiving. We are the ones who tire of seeking his mercy." Think about that. While we stumble, while we fall, while we sometimes turn away, divine mercy waits, patiently, endlessly. Pope Francis made this his mission, not to judge first, not to condemn, but to open doors, wide. Doors to hope, doors to healing, doors that many believed were shut forever. When he embraces a prisoner, when he washes the feet of refugees, when he stands silently with the outcast, he reminds the world, mercy is not weakness, mercy is not naivety, mercy is the fiercest kind of strength. It takes courage to forgive, it takes vision to believe in second chances, and it takes love, real, rugged love, to choose mercy over judgment. In a fractured world, Pope Francis challenges us. Will we choose to build walls of fear or bridges of mercy? The answer tells the story not just of our faith, but of our humanity. Hope, a word so often whispered, but in Pope Francis's hands it becomes a living force. In a world torn by conflict, where headlines scream fear and despair, Francis chooses another way. He teaches that hope is not passive. It is not sitting back, wishing for the storm to pass. Hope demands action. It demands the courage to plant seeds, even in soil cracked by hatred. He says, "Do not allow yourselves to be robbed of hope." Every small act of goodness, a kind word, a helping hand, a silent prayer, becomes a revolution against cynicism. When Pope Francis visits war-torn lands, when he kisses the hands of refugees, when he prays amid ruins, he carries more than a message. He carries a movement that says, we do not surrender to darkness. We light one candle at a time. Real hope is stubborn. It refuses to let despair have the final word. And real goodness is never wasted. It ripples outward, further than we can ever see. Through Francis, we are invited to believe again, and more than that, to act. Walls, they are easy to build, easier still to hide behind. But Pope Francis dreams of a church without walls, a world without them and us. In his eyes, every human face, no matter the color, the creed, the country, carries the same divine spark. He says no one must be excluded. Migrants crossing deserts, the poor sleeping under bridges, the abandoned, the ignored, the invisible. Francis walks toward them, not away. He challenges the fear that whispers, they are strangers, and answers boldly, no, they are our brothers and sisters. Where others see problems, he sees people. Where others erect borders, he builds bridges. At a time when the world pulls apart, he leans in closer, closer to the suffering, closer to the forgotten. Through Francis, we are asked a simple but radical question. Will we live in fear of the world, or will we embrace it? Our answer defines not only our future, but our very soul. Greatness often wears robes of gold, lives behind walls of marble, travels in bulletproof limousines. But Pope Francis chose another road, a simpler one, a harder one. Every day he wakes at 4:30 a.m., not to command the world, but to pray for it. He celebrates Mass not in grand cathedrals, but in humble chapels, among cooks, cleaners, gardeners. He rides in modest cars, sleeps not in a palace, but in a small guest house, close to others, close to life. Because for him, Leadership isn't about being served, it's about serving. It's not the height of your throne that matters, it's how low you're willing to bend to lift another. In an age obsessed with power, Pope Francis reminds us, there is no force stronger than humility, and no habit more revolutionary than the daily choice to live simply so that others may simply live. Pope Francis never set out to be a symbol, he set out to be a servant. Through mercy, he taught forgiveness. Through hope, he lit fires against despair. Through radical embrace, he shattered the walls of division. Through daily simplicity, he made greatness accessible. And through it all, he reminded us that true leadership isn't about commanding armies or building monuments. It's about bending lower, loving deeper, living humbler. Today, in the noisy rush of our own lives, we are faced with the same choice: to lead with fear or to live with faith, to hide behind walls or to build bridges, to chase glory or to choose quiet, daily goodness. The habits that shape Pope Francis are not beyond us. They are invitations. Small steps, simple choices, but together they can shape a soul. So I leave you with one question. What small act of mercy, of hope, of humility will you choose today? Because true greatness always begins within.